Missouri had a pretty good 2018 season, which ended in a loss to Oklahoma State, unfortunately. But how are they going to do in 2019? Now they've got Kelly Bryant coming into town. Even though Drew Lock is leaving, I think they've got a great player in him to be able to replace Drew Lock. However, for Missouri, just recently they got a bowl ban for the 2019 season. I don't think that's going to impact them very much just because Bryant's around. What Bryant really wants is just to be able to make an NFL statement. And that's why he came to Missouri, because Missouri's more of an average team. It'll be a good team for him to work with. And of course, with the offense that they do, they need a running quarterback that will help them a ton. How will Bryant be impactful this season for Missouri? There are plenty of ways that he's going to be impactful. I think, is he better than Drew Lock? I would say it's close. I think he's slightly better than him. Of course, he's a much bigger name just because Kelly Bryant's from Clemson, but yeah, he'll definitely help this offense a ton. They'll be able to replace Drew Lock with someone much more experienced that's going to help them a ton. It just is a shame that they had to have a bowl ban this season, because it's possible that they could make it to a pretty good one once again. They went 8-5 though. However, last year they lose one tight end, receiver, and offensive lineman. So offensively, they really should be good next year. However, on defense, they lose two defensive linemen, two linebackers, and one safety. So on the secondary side of things, they are only losing one safety. But up towards the front, the defensive linemen and the linebackers, that is going to be impactful, because now they're going to have a whole bunch of new starters in for them. However, 2019 outlook, I think, is going to be good for Missouri. I don't see them being a whole lot better. I think what you can expect from them in the regular season is to possibly get 8 to 9 wins. I think this team, though, has a ton of potential next year. It just depends on how Kelly Bryant is going to do, I think. The first 3 games of the season are pretty easy for this team: Wyoming, West Virginia, and Southeast Missouri. And then they got South Carolina the following week. Should be a very tough game there. I think South Carolina is going to be a team to watch for next season. But of course, Missouri has them at home, so it's hard to tell who's going to win that right now. Troy then is the following week. So really, the first 5 weeks, even 6 weeks of the season, are pretty easy for Missouri. This is a schedule that really is not too difficult at all. They should be able to ram right through it. I think really the challenges really start on October 26th, when they have Kentucky, Georgia, Florida, all in back-to-back weeks. That is going to be difficult for this team. Of course, they do have a bye between October 26th and November 9th, between the Kentucky and Georgia road games. So that is going to help them quite a bit. But I still think going to Kentucky and going to Georgia are going to be 2 very tough games. I think Georgia's really the one game on this schedule that points out to me that it could be a very possible loss. I think just going to Georgia is going to be too tough of a game for this Missouri team. Of course, though, they are more experienced, so you never really know about that. And then they also have a bye week before that game, so that is also going to help them a lot. However, next week they have Florida at home. That will be a game to watch out for. I think that they've got a chance of being an upset alert in that game. Then they got Tennessee the next week, and then Arkansas to finish off the season. So really not too hard of a schedule for Missouri, and that's going to help Kelly Bryant. I think that's also a reason possibly why he came to Missouri, was because their schedule ain't too bad. They've really only got probably 4 challenging games, possibly one that could be a game that a team would come in and try to upset. And of course, their non-conference schedule is pretty simple. Wyoming and then West Virginia. West Virginia was good last year, but however, I think they'll probably be a blowover next season. Southeast Missouri, that's going to be an easy game. Troy should be an easy game. Troy was more of an upset kind of team last season, so can't sleep on them either. Then yeah, South Carolina, it's going to be a game to watch for, same as Georgia, Florida, and Kentucky. As for games I think they could be an upset for, they're most likely to upset Kentucky, I think, on this schedule. Kentucky is a team that I'm not really expecting them to get to where they were last season. They'll probably fall off a little bit, so that'll be a good game for them to possibly make a run for and win. So yeah, that's about it for this preview. I think 6-11 wins is expected for this team. 6 being the least or the worst case scenario, and 11 being the best. Really though, if you want a more accurate prediction, I would say around 8 to 9 wins is the most likely factor for this team. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Don't let your thoughts go unknown. Show some support, and only if you'd like to. More predictions to come. Stay tuned for those. We're about halfway through the SEC right now. We just got to go through the rest of the SEC East. So anyway, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you all later.